Okay, thanks, Mom. Okay, bye. That was my mom. I'm recording the newscast, though. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Helenna's Tinseltown Tuesdays. This is your Musecast for Tuesday, March 3rd. Some great things that happened in my week. The headshot saga is over. Over. I have this one headshot that I've been using for commercials, and I guess that my agent's been using it for comedic auditions as well. It's this smiley shot. Taken by a couple of photographers, well, a photographer in Vancouver named Ross, and he and his wife formed a company called Pink Monkey Studios. And I had a number of sessions with them while I was in Vancouver, and I actually decided I was going to go through all of those pictures and on my DVD and see if there was anything that I could use. And it turns out some of these photos were fantastic, and I'm going to use this one. My agent loves it. I love it. I think that it is really representative of who I am now, which is ironic because it's a little older, but oh well, it still looks like me, and actually it's much more me and my primary type than anything that I've shot out here. So that's an interesting lesson I've learned. Still processing that one. But so these two shots are the ones that I'm now going to be using. Yay! I have also written a kick-ass cover letter that I'm going to use when I submit to managers, and you guys all know my log line, my personal log line, that's in the cover letter. And also I'm going to add a hybrid of a couple actors because that helps people get to know, basically with my log line, they'll see where I'm best suited and how I play. So in any case, it's that I'm Mila Kunis meets Jordana Brewster. As promised, here is your 4th installment of Walking the Walk. This is a lot of information, so please bear with me. I promise it will be somewhat interesting. This installment of Walking the Walk is all about my action plan for the next couple of months. What is my action plan, you ask? Well, I am going to be focusing on getting a manager, and specifically a manager who can help me get into the doors of very specific casting offices. Why am I targeting only a few casting offices? Well, something that Bonnie said in her class this past month was that there are hundreds upon hundreds of casting directors in Los Angeles, and all that it takes to have a career in LA is to know a half a dozen really well, and to have those half dozen casting directors love you and bring you in for everything that they do. So this is my plan. So I printed out a list from Now Casting that shows all the shows that are currently in production and the casting directors associated with those projects. Looks like this. I went through and I highlighted all the shows that I know that I'm best suited for and looked at who their casting directors were. Narrowing it down, it looks like I'm best suited for the CW, ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. Wait, that's all the networks. So in narrowing down the casting directors that I'm going to target, this is what I've come up with. Number 1, Marissa Ross and Allison Silverberg. They do Greek and How I Met Your Mother. CFB is number 2. They do Dollhouse and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just love them and want to get in with them. It's Anya Koloff and Amy McIntyre Britt. Number 3 is Patrick Rush Casting. They do Privileged and Chuck, and they do a whole bunch of other stuff. Number 4 is Brett Benner and Debbie Romano. They do Cougar Town and Psych. Number 5 is David Waite Peasley. She does Earl and Weeds. And number 6 is Robert Ulrich, Dawson Kritzer. They do a lot. I read for them for Glee, and they do Supernatural, Eureka. They actually do a whole bunch of stuff that's shot in Vancouver, which is really, really great because I am a dual citizen. And, oh, Andy Henry. He used to be at UDK at Ulrich, Dawson Kritzer, but, Kritzer. But now he actually is out on his own, and he's started his own casting director firm office. So anyways, I did a workshop with him, so that's a network that I wanted to make sure that that's a relationship that I want to keep watering. Also I want to make sure that I keep watering my relationship with Brett Greenstein and Colin Daniels at, well, their office, because they do Kath and Kim, and I've read for them a number of times. Alright, so how am I going to create relationships with these casting offices, and how am I going to focus on their shows and their genres and marketing myself and gearing myself to try and focus on getting into their offices? I'm going to make sure that I do my research on all of these offices, who works there, who the associates are, the things that they're casting. I'm going to keep abreast on all that information, make sure that I'm, up to date in Variety and Hollywood Reporter. I'm going to Google them like mad and take a bunch of notes to see the things that I can learn about their offices. I already did some Googling on CFB casting, and I found an article about them from years and years and years ago, and they had just started to get into casting, and it was really fascinating, and I learned a lot from reading that. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to keep doing casting director workshops, still have the love-hate, but I know which offices that I want to target. I've already met Andy Henry, Todd Sherry, and also I'll be doing a casting director workshop with CFB Casting at the end of this month. And Marissa Ross and Allison Silverberg, they were on the Actor Fest panel that you guys all saw, so I'm going to try and get into a workshop with them. And finally, my focus for the next couple of weeks is going to be narrowing down my list of managers that I'm going to submit to. I want to find a manager who has a good relationship with these 8 offices so that I have something else that can help pull me and get me into the door. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Musecast. I will see you all next week, and I'm actually going to put a link underneath, a video response to this Musecast of me going to a little palm reader in Venice, just because I think it's fun footage, and you should check it out. Okay, peace. I will see you all next week.